Robert King Carter, of Lancaster County, was an American businessman and colonist in Virginia and became one of the wealthiest men in the colonies. As president of the Governor's Council of the Virginia Colony, he was acting governor of Virginia in 1726 to 1727 after the death in office of Governor Hugh Drysdale. He acquired the moniker King from his wealth, political power, and autocratic business methods. Biography: Robert Carter was born at Carrotamon Plantation in Lancaster County, Virginia, to John Carter of London, England, and Sarah Ludlow of Maiden Bradley, Wiltshire. In 1688, he married Judith Armistead of Hesse in Gloucester County, an area which was included in the formation of Matthews County in 1691. After her death in 1699, he married Elizabeth Landon in 1701. At the age of 28, Robert entered the General Assembly of Virginia as a burgess from Lancaster County, serving 5 consecutive years. In 1726, as president of the Governor's Council, he served as acting governor of Virginia after the death of Governor Hugh Drysdale. As an agent of Thomas Fairfax, 6th Lord Fairfax of Cameron known simply as Lord Fairfax he served 2 terms as agent for the Fairfax Proprietary of the Northern Neck of Virginia. During his first term, 1702–1711, he began to acquire large tracts of land for himself in the Rappahannock River region of Virginia. Carter acquired some 20,000 acres, a large part of which was the 6,000-acre Nominee Hall plantation, also spelled a Oe Pneumonia or a Oe Nominee, a which he purchased in 1709 from the heirs of Colonel Nicholas Spencer, cousin of the Lords Culper, from whom the Fairfaxes had inherited their Virginia holdings. When he became representative of Fairfax unregistered trademark S interests again in 1722, and served from 1722 32, he succeeded in securing for his children and grandchildren some 110,000 acres in the Northern Neck, as well as additional acquisitions in Virginia west of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Carter died on August 4, 1732, in Lancaster County, Virginia and was buried there at Christ Church. He left behind 300,000 acres of land, 1,000 slaves and £10,000 in cash. Legacy: when Lord Fairfax saw Carter's obituary in the London monthly The Gentleman's Magazine, he was astonished to read of the immense personal wealth acquired by his resident land agent. Rather than name another Virginian to the position, Fairfax made arrangements to have his cousin, Colonel William Fairfax, move to Virginia to act as land agent, with the paid position of Customs Inspector for the Potomac River District. Fairfax himself then visited his vast Northern Neck proprietary from 1735 37, and he moved there permanently in 1747. Descendants: Carter had 5 children with his first wife, Judith Armistead, Sarah Carter. Elizabeth Carter married Nathaniel Burrell. Judith Carter died in infancy before her mother and buried near her at Christ Church. Judith Carter married Man Page. John Carter married Elizabeth Shirley. Carter had 10 children with his second wife, Betty Landon. Anne Carter married Benjamin Harrison IV. Robert Carter II married Priscilla Churchill. Sarah Carter, Betty Carter. Charles Carter married Anne Bird, daughter of Colonel William Byrd II. Ludlow Carter, Landon Carter married Maria Bird, daughter of Colonel William Byrd II. Mary Carter married George Braxton. Lucy Carter married Henry Fitzhugh. George Carter. Other notable descendants include Robert Burrell, grandson, member of the House of Burgesses; Robert Carter III, Carter Braxton, grandson, signer of Declaration of Independence; Talsott Eliason J. E. B. Stewart's field surgeon during the Civil War; Robert E. Lee, Confederate States Army General; Robert Randolph Carter, Confederate States Army First Lieutenant; John Page, 13th Governor of Virginia; Man Page, 1749–1781, Virginia delegate to the Continental Congress in 1777; Thomas Nelson Page, 1853–1922, U.S. Ambassador to Italy during the Woodrow Wilson administration; William Nelson Page, American civil engineer and industrialist; James Gentleman Jim Robinson, one of the wealthiest African Americans in the Manassas area, but is also known because his homestead was located between the lines of the Confederate and Union armies during two major battles of the Civil War. See also: Robert Carter III, Carter's Grove Plantation, Carotaman Plantation, Rasool Plantation, Shirley Plantation, History of Slavery in the United States. References. External links: Robert Carter I at Encyclopedia Virginia, Nominee Hall Plantation, Robert Carter I at Christchurch, Diary, Correspondence, and Papers of Robert Carter at the University of Virginia Library.